Visitors to the Waikakahi, Birdlings Flat Geosite will begin their exploration at the car park, where signage will provide an overview map and an introduction to the area. The overview map will indicate locations of individual geopoints and suggested routes. Additional information will be provided on local geology, unique flora and fauna, sites of archaeological significance, environmental issues and current restoration projects. The map will also highlight public amenities such as recommended shops, museums and restaurants, as well as public toilets and wheelchair accessible sites. About 9 million years ago, Banks Peninsula was an erupting landscape. Thick lava flowed from the Akarau volcanic complex and travelled across the volcano all the way to the sea. The towering volcanic cliffs have been cut by wave action over millions of years, carving away hundreds of metres of rock. Fine glacial dust, known by geologists as loess, has mantled the top of the cliff. In this single cliff face, visitors will be awed by Banks Peninsula's complex geologic history. Kairariti Spit is a low-lying sand and gravel spit, separating both Te Waihora, Lake Ellesmere, and Te Wairewa, Lake Forsyth, from the sea. The spit is the widest where it meets the volcanic cliffs of Banks Peninsula. The spit has developed over thousands of years from ocean currents dragging and depositing gravels from the south. Here at Waikakahi, the spit formation process is visible in the dune ridge sequence, with each ridge marking an old shoreline. Te Wairewa's outlet to the sea has been mostly shut off by the accumulating gravels, turning what was once a tidal inlet to a brackish coastal lake. Deforestation and land clearing for agricultural purposes has greatly increased the sediment and nutrient supplies to the lake, subjecting the lake to toxic algal blooms. Local iwi and environmental groups are working together to improve the health of the lake. The excavated channel has been one approach to again connect the lake to the sea. However, gravels are constantly closing the opening. According to Māori oral traditions, Te Wairewa, Lake Forsyth, was dug by Māori ancestor named Rakahautu. This lake has great cultural significance as it was once an important site for mahinga kai, or food collection. Eel was an important resource for Māori, both in settlement and in trade. Eel in Te Wairewa are shortfin eel, and are traditionally caught as the migrating eels travel over the gravel bar separating the lake from the sea. Long narrow trenches are dug into the gravels, directing the eels for capture. Traditionally, eel were washed, boned, dried, and eventually salted and cured. On the eastern edge of Te Wairewa is the Oroaka Pa. Pa refers to a fortified settlement, often with palisades and defensive terraces. While no structures remain at the site, evidence of the ditches, palisades and terraces are still visible today. This pa was ideally situated at the end of a promontory overlooking the outlet of Te Wairewa. Commanding views and steep cliffs made the area easily defendable. It would have had its own spring-fed water supply and plentiful resources, including fish, bird and eel. Over 40 dwellings have been identified on the terraces within the pa, which could have housed 200 people. Kumara storage pits have also been identified within the pa, suggesting kumara was cultivated in the southern bays and the surrounding valleys. When Europeans arrived, Māori were settled on the raised shingle ridge near the outlet. Europeans also utilised the lake as a resource for food and trade, shipping out timber from the surrounding valleys and using the nearby southern bays as whaling stations. The name of Birdlings Flat comes from the early property owner William Birdling, who had a railway station named after him on the Christchurch and Little River Railway. The Birdlings Flat Gemstone and Fossil Museum contains an extensive collection of gemstones and fossils, mainly from the Canterbury area. The display includes stunning specimens of agate, jasper, quartzite and petrified wood. The museum is free and open to the public 7 days a week. The Waikakahi Birdlings Flat Geosite is just one example of over 90 geosites that could exist within the Paihiri Geopark.